Hello, everyone, and welcome to PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media. My name is Guy Dawson, and I am your host. And I am here with award-winning reggae artist RAS KRONik. RAS, welcome to the PR Connections show.
Give thanks, man. It's a joy to be here with you today, man. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, so good to have you here, Ross. I have had the privilege of working with Ross on public relations and marketing for his amazing platform, and I wanted to bring him over onto the streaming network to give an opportunity to share with all of you his career and some of the amazing things that he's got going right now with a brand new album being out.
Yeah, massive. Well, I'm just gonna say I'm RAS KRONik. It's been a long road, but we give thanks for the chatting because we always will be chatting. As long as we are in this lifetime.
Yes, Ross, and from the time when you and I first connected via social media, it's great when you work with someone who understands the importance of the energetic connection when you're
And
doing
that
business.
was what really kicked it off. From the moment your presentation was right, and you know the vibes, the energy. And give thanks, man. Give thanks to be a part of growing the growth of RAS KRONik.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really enjoying the ride and the opportunity to promote you, Ross. And let's take it back. What got you into reggae music? I know you're a native of Jamaica. Where in Jamaica are you a native of?
I'm originally from a little country, GMC, Clarendon. That's in the would I say mid Jamaica area, real country part, man. The Barrington Levy come from up there, so I think some Freddie father come from up there, so you know what I mean, and family members. So way up there, some make me come from. But in Clarendon and a whole, there's a lot of artists, reggae star that come from out of Clarendon and a whole. So I was from James Hill, Clarendon, and why we just have to give thanks. Reggae music for me, I think it was an inborn thing. It's just that when I acknowledge that I have the talent to do it, it's like I've been nurtured in myself and the craft to bring it to where it's at right now. It's been a lot of, the start and stop. It's lots of being ups and down, but I never lose the strength. You know what I mean? It's always inside of me to keep going, no matter what. you know. So music for me, especially reggae, because honestly, I don't just stop at reggae, but reggae is my first genre where I grew up with reggae, listening to some of the greats, the finest in reggae. You know what I mean? So for me, that's where it started from. I think it was a inbound concept. It's just when I decided to go on a higher level with it.
And of course, reggae music, Ross, is just an art form that is synonymous with Jamaica. It's kind of like the motherland
Yeah, yeah,
of reggae music, and yet you were born there, you were raised there, but you've been here for quite a while.
yeah.
What is it like transitioning the art form that was created in the motherland and bringing that energy to the United States? Although I know people in the U.S. are big lovers of reggae music.
You want to see, remember now, as long as you transition from one state or from one country to another, you're going to bring your luggage with you. So, music for me is like my luggage where me a chat with, where it never left me. It's like wearing your clothes and you know you're not going to chat naked. So, for me, the music, as we said, it's a in thing, bird thing. So, everywhere I go, it's with me. So transitioning to America lifestyle and doing what I'm doing here in America and finally seeing the recognition of what I've been doing throughout the years make me feel like I have been doing the right thing for the longest time.
And as you mentioned before, Ross, for people out there to understand that becoming a successful musician to continue to share your message is not an easy journey, and that there's a lot of
No.
ups and downs that come with creating great music, with getting that music out to the world, and that it's not necessarily as easy as it may appear. We see people, who are stars in music, but I'm sure not a lot of them understand that behind the scenes, there's a lot that goes into maintaining a music career.
Yes, yes. It's dedication. It's determination. It's dedication, determination, and you also have to be distinguished. You know what I mean? You have to create your own sound, and once you become comfortable with your sound, then you can push that sound there. I know the people are gonna gravitate to it because a new sound, original sound, and it's gonna be great.
Yes, and everybody's got their lane in music, Ross. For you, of course, you are a reggae artist and you are an award winning reggae artist. So that speaks a lot for your dedication to your craft. But is within the genre of reggae music, what have you tried to do throughout your career to make yourself stand out from other artists in your genre?
First of all, I listen to probably 90% of the real roots reggae artists, them from my era and from a little boy growing up. When I listen to some music, man, rough back in the days, I listen to Brigadier Jerry, I listen to Josie Whale, yeah, listen to Yellow Man them time there, cause when Yellow Man bust the place, with that little youth still, but, them Freddie McGregor, then when we start learning, say Freddie McGregor come from the same, era and thing, and then when we learn about Barrington Levy, say I just up the street him from as well, you know what I mean? So all them things that kind of give I and I more confident while I try to not I would say go off of their style or anything, but create my own and becomes comfortable within my zone. You know what I mean? And that's what take me. And then when Buju Banton Company scene is like, it was just crazy because I just the Banton now I hear now. You know what I mean? Because I fast forward with them now. You know what I mean? And then when him come with Batty Ride and them thing, then me I say, then keep it and I go and blaze it. So the transition just grew with I and I kind of, as I say, I listen to all of them artists, man. And Sizzler, then Lucian, and Pop, and it's just the same. I just I keep going and I follow, I listen to them thing and them energy where them I put out, and then I vibrate my own energy while listen to their energy, and that bring me more in tune with I and I self.
Something I've always enjoyed about reggae music, Ross, is that, I mean, I just love the spirit behind it, the sound, right? The culture that goes with it. But a unique aspect of reggae, and it's also something that I've enjoyed listening to some of your music is, yes, it's about love and unity and peace. But you in particular, and many reggae artists are also willing to take on issues within society, sometimes that people are not really that willing to take on in the musical realm. Why has reggae always been a musical genre where there has been willingness from quite a few of the artists in that genre to take on unpopular things, maybe things that other musicians wouldn't be willing to take on because maybe they're afraid that it's going to hurt their popularity?
Uh, that is actually, I think, one of the concept why they don't do it. But for me, honestly, it's not really about the money. It's about the energy that you put into the thing to make the people, because you want to make people who are not aware be aware of what's happening around them. So that way you have to dig deep. And when it comes, you can't hold it back. You know what I mean? You have to let people realize and understand that, hey, this is what's happening. Do the research. It's right. It's real. And then once you put it out there and them see what going around them, it you wake them up. I make them realize, say, okay, this is what's happening around us a long time. So right now is the time for us to really stand up and focus on our true self and chat along while we do justice with each other. Like us, we're here for each other. Each one teaches one. That's why you see when the man like Bob in a film days, it's one love and all them kind of music there. But he was a revolutionary.
Absolutely. And again, so many of the great reggae artists have had incredible musical ability, and yet
Right.
still that sense of unity with your fellow man, you know, like you were just talking about, Ross. Well, one love, peace, togetherness. And I think that is one of the most attractive aspects of reggae music.
Yeah, because you see, as I said, all the artists then will come and sing about social consciousness and how people can, realize that there's a lot of uh how do I say bad happenings going around them, and and it's coming from our own people in society. So if we feels it, Buju Banton have a song we say who feels it knows. It's not an easy road. So it's because I and I feel it. That's how I and I get feel put it out there so our people can really fully grasp what's going on.
And you are based in Las Vegas, Nevada, which is where I'm based. How did you end up in Las Vegas? Can you tell us the story behind that?
Wow, the story of Virgin, it's a story where I don't really. You actually just put it this way, man. I came here to out here to visit, and I end up, opportunity knocks, and I end up come forward. You know what I mean? So I came out here just vacationing, and you know, opportunity knocks, and I come forward. So you know what I mean? I accept, and that's why I end up in here. Uh, Me and you one on one, we can give you more depths of it, but
Right. Everybody's got some, when it comes to Las Vegas, there's a lot of stories, right?
this one is a fabulous one. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I just can't say, it happens. You know what I mean? Things happens. And sometimes we have to adapt to that happenings, the change. Because not all change are good change though, but this one was very good. So I really do, appreciate love the effort that I really used to gravitate the opportunity.
Could you tell us about the reggae scene here in Las Vegas? I know personally, I've been around for 25 years in this town, and I've seen some excellent shows on the reggae
Yeah.
side. And I know you've been here for quite a while. Tell us about the reggae scene here.
The reggae scene here is a very good scene. When I first came here, Bonafide was doing it. What I mean, they still doing it. Stan Rankin, who plays on KUNV, Michael Black, those guys was always around when I first came here. So I met those guys. Then me and Juna Rhodes from Bonafide, we did a single back then, and the scene. Yeah, I played quite a bit of shows here in town and out of town, and there's still more room for growth in the reggae scene here. You know, uh, but so far it is amazing. It's good. People love good reggae. Once you're doing something good, then people gonna come out and they're gonna full enjoy themselves.
With reggae music, as with any music, Ross, the live shows I think are really what drive the music. Not that
Yes.
recorded content is wonderful. I mean, recording content and being able to have people listen to it allows you to be able to get your message further.
Right.
But specifically, what is it about live performances that you enjoy?
Just being on stage, just watching my people move to what I do, you know what I mean? And, being performing and telling you something that will uplift your vibe, that kind of vibe really, made me feel good, you know? And honestly, when the drum rolls, that's it. When the bass play, that's it. You know what I mean? So it's like the music is an energy field where, I would love to constantly just vibrate to the energy. You know what I mean?
Yes, and anybody that's ever been to a reggae show knows exactly what he's talking about. The energetic level that you get at those shows in particular. And I mean, all music has an energy to it. But for me, it's something about being in that reggae energy. You know what I mean? Just the way that the thought behind it, right? Jah love, unity. It's just I mean, people love live reggae shows.
Yeah, because as I said, man, you see, reggae music is a music. I listen to all music. There are some crappy stuff that be making nowadays, but I listen to all genre, and that's how I even becomes more distinguished from a lot of other stuff because I listen to some rock. I will listen to some R&B, some soul music. Um, it's just all about it, you know what I mean? And then when I listen to this kind of music, I get to develop or create a sound, you know, to increase my vocabulary within that field of the music. So that way, I myself just I'm gonna do a new melody today. This melody, I hear that song and I'm gonna do a melody, but it's not gonna sound like that song melody, but it's gonna be different from what I have done before. So if you listen to my album Wild and Free, it's totally different. Not one song sound like the other.
Yeah, let's talk about your new album, Wild and Free, that you released recently. Tell us, where was your head at as you were coming up with the concepts and the songs for this new album?
My head was on my body, but my mind was in
Mm,
Zion. You
mm,
see it? So
mhm.
my head always on my body, but my mind was all out in the multiverse, out in Zion. You know what I mean? Collecting information from my guides and source energy. You know what I mean? So making this album. Actually, if you see, the album was supposed to be released from 2016. There's a lot of things happened that I pulled the album immediately and I restructure myself, rebuild myself, rebuild the album, and then I think now was the right time to re-release it. Change up a lot of the songs on it, put it out again, and the response is amazing. You know, yeah.
Yeah, just some fantastic, inspiring tunes on this album that you have, Ross. Is there one song in particular? I mean, I know it's kind of hard because these are all songs that you're writing and performing, but is there one that stood out for you that really, at the heart level, you just had to share with the world?
You see, spiritual warfare is a song that when that vibe to create that song hit me, it was so positive, it was so uplifting. And when I wrote that, and I checked with my guy Ricky J, the producer on that song, and I said, "Listen, man, I want you to hear this, man. We have to do this right now." And when he hear the lyrics, he's like, "Yes, Ross, this is huge. Let's do it." This is it's what it's just talking about exactly what we're facing in this time. And I did that song 2 years, 2000, almost 3 years ago. You know, and then I have other tracks that really, you know, you got Wild and Free, which is a title track. It's very different from anything else, and then when you come down to a song like Stick Around, you know, it's like the feelings that I felt from Stick Around when doing it, it was just another uplifting vibe. And the album continues, you know what I mean? It continues. You got Make Some Noise, you got Smile for Me, one of them, those are tracks. And then there's another track again that really I have to keep singing it. Again, the one that said love and happiness, because it's only love and happiness can make us survive this time of tribulation, is to be love with yourself and love with your brothers and sisters.
Absolutely. And I know for all performers that this has been definitely a challenging time with us being in the pandemic. No one could do live performances for almost a year and a half. And now things are starting to open up a bit. But for you during that time when you couldn't get out there and do live performances, where was your mind at during that? Did that have a lot to do with the type of album that you just produced?
No, actually, in some sense, because it come back, cause it in some sense, because as I said, this track, Spiritual Warfare, was created then, but it also in this time makes sense because it's exactly what we're going through in this time that song is about. But and I cite the energy from I felt the energy for a long time before it arose in this time. So I just embrace myself. Going deep and connect with my source and my higher self, and you know give thanks for what the outcome is after I do those things. The outcome is amazing because that's where I put my mind. I focus. I don't really focus on the negativity that's going on out there. No, because if I keep focusing on that, there won't be a me.
And of course, in the song Spiritual Warfare, there are some themes in which you are very honest and genuine in the things that you're talking about. And it has caused a bit of controversy on the internet, the fact that you are talking about things that are real and genuine. Could you speak to that? Why do you think there would be challenges to the music that you produced, which is really coming from the heart, really genuine?
You want to say, I'm going to be honest with you, If you can see, we also going through informational warfare,
Hmm.
where information have been filtered through big media, So when we put out something that's been truth and they don't want the population to really listen or see what's going on, they can either shut you down, like how they shut down a lot of our great men and women that been standing up and talking for humanity. So in things like that, of course they're not gonna want it to reach people. And the only way to reach people is to use these major platforms. But that's why you comes in now with your podcast, where you can also tap into a lot of things that those people banning. You can spread it so the world can see what's going on that not have been shown on their major platforms.
Absolutely, Ross. The voice of new media is truly about giving voices to people who sometimes are not allowed to have their voice spoken. And so, and particularly from the perspective of music, I mean, music has made a great deal of change in our society. If you look throughout the history of what music has done, and I think it's important for us to continue to nurture that because people who create music have such powerful voices and they're able to reach people just because of the connection that music makes with people. And we have to continue to nurture that and promote that. And again, that's one of the reasons why I appreciate working with you and developing, getting these messages of love and hope that you want to share with the world out there.
Yeah, because remember now, Sananda, he was all about love, and other great ascended masters, they're all about love. So a lot of great reggae singers sings about love. You know what I mean? A lot of us have the voice, of the voice to do it, but a lot of our people, because of material gain, they forget their purpose on this planet in this time. So they flip the switch. Just say it like that. You know what I mean? but I and I now, I would say flip the switch. I gotta keep it real. I gotta do what I have to do. I know business why a man want to do it feeding thing. You know what I mean? I gotta do what I have to do. I gotta tell the people them say I love where I deal with. I gotta tell the people them say I bullshit them people I deal with. So we have to connect and be right with one another. No more time for separation, no time for get together and give thanks. Each one teach one. That's what we're here for. We grow by learning from one another.
That's absolutely true, Ross. Reggae award-winning singer Ross Kronik, visiting prconnectionsradio.com. And Ross, how can people out there go and find your album? I know we're working on setting up some touring for you, and we're in a wonderful era, Ross, you know, because we have, of course, the traditional ways, you getting out in front of crowds and sharing your messages with all of them. You've already talked about how much you enjoy that. But at the same time, through social media and through these digital platforms that we have nowadays, people can find your music all over the place. Tap
Yes.
into your great energy in different places. So how can people find your music, your next album? We share some information with our audience.
Yeah. My next album, you can get it on raskronik.com. That's www.raskronik.com. You can also find me in Amazon Music, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, all the major digital outlets. You can find RAS KRONIK. You can also find RAS KRONIK if you visit Classic Communication. You will, there's a page there and you can connect. So it's just, as I say, reach out, check out this album, check out RAS KRONIK, be a friend, a follower, be a subscriber. Let's be a family. Let's grow.
And Ross has a huge following over on YouTube and some incredible videos. So I would highly recommend those out there that are on YouTube. Check him out there. You can also check him out on Instagram, Facebook, all our social media, all of his social media platforms. Go and check it out. So much inspiring information that Ross is sharing with the world, and he's doing it through a musical platform that I know so many of you out there enjoy. We have to continue to keep reggae music relevant, Ross, because it really has a place, especially in these challenging times where there just doesn't seem like there's enough love, but there is enough love, and you are one of the people out there who is truly inspiring that.
Yeah, man, I give thanks to that energy, man. And remember, there's so much love out there. And I would love everyone to spread the love with each and every one, and just be aware that of their surrounding, just be aware of what's happening, and just be firm and strong and have no fear. Because when you become fearless, you become lovable. Because love conquers fear. So just be aware and let's do this. We can live together in love and unity. We can do this. It's only take us.
Living together in love and unity. That's what Ross is all about. And again, for all of you, look him up. He's all over the internet, and he will be back for another broadcast sometime soon. But thanks again, Ross Kronik, for bringing your amazing Irie Rasta energy to the PR Connection show.
Much love, brother Guy. PR Connection. This is RAS KRONIK. Peace out. See you
all
again.
Right. Take care, all of you, and continue to tune in to shows here at prconnectionsradio.com, the voice of new media. Lots of new content is headed to our network. Stay tuned.